It sure is beautiful outside today. And I just figured out how to put my stuff just not on Bigo. I got a page on Bigo. What I'm finna talk about, what I'm finna talk about. But I just figured out uh, today, which is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. So if any of these videos get deleted or anything, it's because they don't want this information to get out. So when I moved to Fort Worth years back, like in 2019, 2020, somewhere around that era, I moved to Broadmoor Apartments, just me and my children. And while staying there, these people who stayed in front of me in apartment 4303, they had like a nest on their door. So I moved there like right before the holidays. It was Thanksgiving holiday, like 3 days before Thanksgiving. I had my friend girls to come over. We cooked, we laughed, we talked about, just new beginnings, should I say. And so while that was going on, I had no problems or no idea that what I thought would be, me just moving to my house and raising my kids, and because it was a nice, it's in West Fort Worth, so the apartment complex, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, had like the French doors, patio, and I stayed on the third floor, but my apartment numbers was 4304. So I say that to say, gang stalking, hacking, all this stuff is real. People invading your life, taking your privacy, um, fooling with your vehicle, messing with your social, taking bills out of your name, put their name on it, and don't even know me, just did this. And it all started because I had some Spectrum boxes, my router and my Wi-Fi was delivered to my house, delivered to my apartment, and it was a self-install kit. So I didn't know it was in front of my door until this lady named Kim, which is Andrea Bryant's mama, come and knock on my door, and she was like, "Are you Jennifer?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Huh?" And she gave me boxes. And at the time, I didn't think none of it. It was just after Thanksgiving holiday, so I'm ready to go in my house, so I can watch TV, hook up my stuff. I hook it up, and Andrea Bryant has opened up those boxes that came in front of my house that was delivered with my name on it. She got my name, she got my phone number, she got my account numbers, she got everything that I used to set up this account. So that's how the hacking started. When I moved there, me and my daughter had similar phone numbers, 940-442. Me and her had similar phone numbers. The first 6 numbers were similar. To this day, my daughter still has her phone. I don't have mine because Andrea have hacked, is hacking all of my devices, from my daughter's iPad, her iPhone, even her iPhone SE, her school computer, her school laptop, my devices. She hacks them, she clones them, and then she goes in there and she changes permissions in it. And she's made herself device administrator over my devices. So certain like permissions I can't toggle with because she's made them like gray. They're not where they're turned green. Like if you could press some on your phone, say you want to turn some down, or you're gonna be like, whatever permission you want to do. She's made it where I can't do that to my account. She's stolen so many emails. She's taken. I'm talking about. I don't even know this chick. I don't know. I don't know what is. I just want to know what is the end game behind all of this. So when I found out that they were mirroring me, right, using a 4K streaming device, it was hooked up to their living room into their bedroom. So they had the ability to watch me all during my house until my live streaming me in real time, kind of like they are doing now. Because that still didn't stop because they ain't got caught yet. Okay, so illegally live streaming me, and then she would sell, I guess, the live streams overseas, to like Russia, uh, the UK, wherever she's selling them to. They pay her like in Bitcoin. That she's made a private account with my PayPal, and she's using that, to send back payments. But you can't see it with the naked eye because you would have to go deep, deep down up there and see it, And she's uh she's changed so much in my life to make it look like these occurrences that are happening that I'm behind them. For instance, when I moved out of Fort Worth, and I've been left Fort Worth years ago. Why is this still going on? Uh, I threw she they drive a white Honda truck because it ain't just Andrea and Kim. They got two little kids that stay over there. They got the mama Kim. They got the auntie Jackie, and this bitch. She took they took a picture of me in my house smoking in my closet, right? And mind you, I'm 40 something years old. Well, then I was in my early 40s. Now I'm 46. But when this was happening, I stayed by myself. My mama is in Mississippi. My daddy is in heaven. So I don't owe nobody nothing. Andrea Brand's name was not on my lease. So what she get off thinking she can go and tell somebody on me about smoking in my house, in my closet? So she takes this picture of me smoking in my house, in my closet. Jackie run her ass down to the office behind me. Because mind you, they could see and they can hear everything I do. I'm talking about from the shower to the shitter. I don't care. Ain't nothing private in my life. They are broadcasting me so they can sell, real time subscriptions. Folks can see my life. I'm talking about in real time. So as I'm walking down to the office, right, I know somebody's behind me, but at the time I didn't know this was Jackie or none of this stuff. I just found it out. So I'm going to the front office of Broadmoor Apartments in Fort Worth, Texas, to tell the landlord that they're doing this to me. And she asked me who, but before I could get that out, she was like, "No, they can't do that. Who doing it?" And by that time, Jackie was already out the door with the picture of me smoking. So number one red flag, they knew they weren't supposed to do that. So I was just thinking, how things would have went if I would have let that bitch go first, showing the picture of me smoking in my house. God didn't let it happen like that. The second time I begged and plead, and the baby daddy, I think that's the baby daddy, I don't know. I know he got dreads. His name Tony. I begged them to leave me alone, right? By this time it was full-fledged hack, but me not knowing what they doing it for, why they doing it, I just used to deal with it, and I used to speak back to them and argue with them and everything. And my kids would be like, "Ma, ain't nobody over there, and they're not doing this. And if you ain't never been through it, you know, you you would say, well, nobody there either. But I know what's going on." So they drive this white Honda truck. The last I knew, so I had some candles that I went out there and I was gonna bust their windshield, so they can come outside and just leave me alone. They didn't come outside, and I threw like three candles, and every last one of them missed her car. The last time was the last straw. So I walked to the little gas station up there and I filled up a little water bottle with some petrol, with some gasoline. I came back, and God must was with her. No, I'm gonna say the Satan must was with her. So I doused the gasoline on their door, right? And this particular day, I did not have my lighter in my pocket. So I had to take the gasoline back in the house and go get my lighter. So as I retrieved my lighter, I went back in my house. As I go back in my house, here's two police officers standing at my door, and they're asking me these questions. And only thing they had to, and see, Andrea and them got a nest on their house. So who has a nest in the projects in the breezeway? Because they don't, and we stayed on the third floor. So ain't too many people finna deliver up there unless you tipping big, and they ain't tipping. You know, it's just uncommon. So anyway, I was telling the policeman, like, look, they watching me through their nest. And then Andrea called the police first, told them that I was throwing gasoline on their door, and she don't know why. So the policeman asked me why was I doing it, and I told them, because they're watching me. They didn't say anything else. They didn't even take my word for it. And it got kind of to the point where I'm going to tag, they asked in this video too, I'm going to tag Fort Worth Police Department, because I didn't move I'm way in Austin, and this shit is still going on. So after that, they had me sent like to JPS, and I only stayed up there like 6 hours. But it's just a mere fact of they knew that this was going on, and they didn't even care to say, well, we just gonna leave her alone. Y'all didn't got to come. They did this to me. And that day, she changed the whole trajectory of my life because I don't know what they injected me with. It took like 5 or 6 nurses to hold me down. I don't know what they injected me with. And then when I left JPS, I remember coming back upstairs and Kim, the mama, the one who bought the boxes back to me, she was outside wiping down her door. That night, after I got out of prayer, God told me I had to go because somebody was going to end up hurt and it wasn't going to be me, you know. So after that, I left and I moved to Houston, right? I stayed out there just a little while. So while I'm out there, they're still doing the same thing. I'm talking about the invasion of privacy, the following you around, had hacked the phones, rerouting calls, taking my emails. I mean, just doing the most, doing the absolute most for absolutely no reason at all. Um, I love the Lord, and He's kept me this long. So why she thinks she's gonna get away with this? Cause I'm not the only one that they've done this to, right? She uh she puts everything on the internet, and when she does that, once it's on the internet, it's on the internet. They use like Creative Commons. They use a lot of platforms, cause she's like 35. She got no, she was 35 when she started doing this. Well, when I knew about it, and I just started putting two and two together, you know. Again, because she's never met me. Nobody in that. When I moved to Fort Worth, only one knew me in Fort Worth was my daughter, and my daughter was 9 at the time. Today, my daughter is 14 years old, and you should hear like the belittlement. Um, she's taking like my cash apps. Uh, won't give them back. She's cloned the phone. I was going to nursing school. She took my whole school account and did something with it. She tore up my car. I had a 2014 red Dodge Avenger. She towed it up using a OBD2 scanner app. She started with the radio, and the radio wouldn't work anymore. And then after that, she started messing with the car's head unit, did reverse engineering on it. And then after that, she started messing with the brakes, and then she used to mess with my tires. Where my car, on the passenger side of my tires were so low, it looked like my car was like leaning to the side or whatnot. And she would tell her friends, because Tony did this BCI on me, a brain computer interface, where they use like direct energy weapons. They can see what I see through my eyeball. And I know that sounds far fetched, but it's actually going on. And they have used like this thing from NASA. It's like a psychological warfare program, but I'm stronger than that. And so while all these things are going on, I'm homeless. She done tore up my car. She's messing with my money. She's cloned my phones. I can hear them. They're using EMF frequencies, satellite frequencies, RFID frequencies. They're they're torturing my dog. I can be laying down somewhere, and out of the blue, I just catch a Charlie horse. My nerves. They send these frequencies to my body, and they don't even want to be found out. Like, they are really running a full course, no touch torture program out of that apartment. And again, they stay in Broadmoor Apartments on 2800 Thorson Lane, apartment 4303 in Fort Worth, Texas, 76116. When I moved, I thought it would stop, and that's why I left my apartment in Fort Worth. I didn't know that they could follow me, and that's why I gave up my apartment. But what I know today, had I known that back then, you know, I don't know if I would have went through all of this, but going through this has showed me how evil people can be, and you don't have to know a person for them to treat you like you beneath them. She has she's taken everything from me. I'm talking about she has no regards for a human life. And I don't see how she stays in the house with her mama, and her mama them set in different bedrooms with her kids sleeping on the front room couch. Her and Tony them back there streaming with those plugins. When I say plugins, I mean like GitHub, Electron, Chromium, YouTube Studio, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, Facebook/Katana, Oracle, Chromium. I'm talking about it's a lot. It's a lot. She used like PayPal, and they go behind like these extensions, right? And so the extensions you can go like to GitHub, you can go sandbox, and she uses these sandboxes. It's not like sand on the ground. A sandbox is something that covers up what they are doing, so like kind of like spyware. So with them doing all of this, it's very well hidden, and you can't just pull it up and see it with the naked eye. You have to really dig deep into it. And it's been going on for 6 years. My life has been turned upside down by people I don't even know, who don't want me to have a penny, don't want me to take care of my kids, just want me to stay in depression. Um, for I guess they're trying to kill me because she has taken out insurance policies on me and my daughter. So it's a lot. So I'm gonna make another video though. Just stay tuned.